Welcome to Badly Animated D&D. I say badly so it'll lower your expectations and you won't be as disappointed. Just a heads up, the voices I'll be doing for these characters are not exactly how they're supposed to sound. And I would also like to thank my friend Professor Sir, who drew a lot of the characters and scenes for this while I was sick. Anyway, today's story we'll be talking about the new campaign I'm in and how our characters came to meet. It all started in a small town called Harina. And in that town there was a tavern called the Plot and Hook Inn. The session kicked off with the halfling sorcerer named Amethyst. She walked into the tavern and after grabbing a seat at an empty table, she was shortly greeted by a young girl.
Miss, are you a princess?
Amethyst looked at the young girl with confusion.
Not exactly, but close. What's your name, little one?
Her name was Luann, and she proceeded to tell Amethyst that she looks exactly like her princess doll, Molly. The little girl's smile fades when she informs Amethyst that her doll was taken that morning, but perked right back up again when she exclaims that she met another really nice lady who was going to get her doll back.
I'll keep my eyes out for little Molly, and be sure to bring her back to you if I come across her.
The little girl smiled
Thank you, princess,
and went back to her father. At that moment, a dwarf carrying a mug of beer made his way to the table next to Amethyst. Sitting at that table was my character, Emma, a human, quote-unquote, cleric.
All right. So let me get this straight. So you're telling me there was a great sea monster that destroyed your ship, left you and your crew to die, and you blacked out. And while you were blacked out, you saw a symbol and a name, and when you woke up, the remains of your ship were on fire? And then you somehow made it to Rockfall? And you're telling me this was all the doing of some god I've never heard of?
With a soft smile, Emma replies,
I know it sounds a bit crazy, but just let me show you instead. Do you have any wounds or scars?
The dwarf seems confused.
Well, my girlfriend left me about a week ago, so there's that.
He's got some power, but not quite that kind of power.
He then shows her a bruise on his elbow that he got from working at the docks. She then produces a small fireball in her hand near his elbow.
Whoa, what are you doing?
She pressed the fire against his bruise. The fire twirled and danced around his elbow, and then his bruise disappeared. The dwarf was dumbfounded.
How is this possible? You healed me with fire?
Emma smiled and with closed eyes responded,
This is the power and grace of the beloved Lord Cadenale.
I've never been the churchy type, but if Cadenale could do something like that, I ain't against it. Can all the followers of Cadenale do this?
Emma's smile faded.
Unfortunately, I don't know. I haven't met any of the followers of the cloth, so far, I'm the only one I know. I used to be like you. I didn't think much of the gods. But after he saved my life and gave me this gift to help people, I know in my heart it's true.
Well, I can't complain with results. Cheers.
Amethyst was eavesdropping on the conversation. She went to approach Emma and the dwarf, but as she arrived, the dwarf went off to get another drink.
Pardon me, miss. I didn't mean to intrude, but I couldn't help overhearing.
She proceeded to take over the dwarf's seat.
Could you explain what happened?
Emma, a little surprised by the fancy small lady, went on to tell her about her god and the power that he gave her.
So, he's a god of fire and healing? Well, he's a god of many things. Like what? What sorts of things? Well, there's fire and there's healing.
Emma began stumbling with their words. After a bit more conversation and some pleasantries, they both realized that they actually knew each other from childhood.
Wow, you're so big now!
Amethyst exclaimed, looking up and down at Emma.
And you're pretty much the same size.
That was the first of about 200 short jokes. Amethyst asks Emma why she hasn't been sending letters for the past few years. Emma goes on to tell her that she's taken over her father's jobs selling rugs overseas, and hasn't had time to write letters. I'll be sure to do a video on her backstory in the future, as I went a little crazy with it. While Amethyst and Emma were talking, a male lizard folk suddenly came crashing down from upstairs. Following him was a half-elf monk named Kureji from the land of Kainin. He walks up to the lizard man and says,
お前はもう死んでいる。
I'm kidding. He speaks normal common. The lizard folk scoffs at Kureji and runs out of the inn. The owner of the inn, named Grips, thanked him for dealing with the thug and rewarded him with a free drink. He sat down at an empty table, and shortly after, Grips came back with a mug.
So, are you headed to Eastwell today? Pretty exciting stuff going on there with the Festival of Nora going on.
Kureji says that he may or may not be, keeping his calm, cool demeanor as he tries to be as vague as possible. As he begins enjoying his drink, the door to the inn opens and a tall elf woman walks in. This elf woman was Zaya, who I believe is a champion? I think it's Pathfinder's version of a paladin. When she walks in, the little girl from before starts shouting across the inn, "It's you! It's you!" and begins rushing towards her.
Do you have it?
Zaya revealed the doll and handed it to the little girl.
Molly! Princess Molly is back!
The little girl dragged Zaya towards her father and told her about what Zaya did. He thanked her repeatedly and offered to buy her a drink. But before she can accept, the little girl drags Zaya over to Amethyst to show her the doll come to life. The doll looked surprisingly like Amethyst. She introduces Amethyst to Zaya, who saved her doll. She then ran off back to her father. Amethyst thanks Zaya for helping the little girl, and they both have a conversation about how they just love being good people. While they're talking, Grips comes over and tells them about a special the inn has, where if you have a table of 4, you get half off your meal, and that they should probably find a 4th person to join them.
You know, most taverns try to scam you into paying more, but this guy doesn't seem to be doing that. I think he's going to get a big tip. You see, that's how they get you. That's a very skeptical way of thinking. I think he just saw 3 lovely young ladies, and he just did the honorable thing and tried to hook us up.
Well, he said we need a 4th, right?
Do you think that girl's doll will count?
She's about the same size as Ami.
Ha ha!
After the group finished laughing, Emma looked around and noticed Kureji by himself. She approached him and said,
Kaden's blessing upon you, stranger. I'm sorry to bother you, but I couldn't help but notice you're eating alone.
Yes, I hail from far away. Can I help you with something?
It seems that this here inn has a special, where if you have a table of 4 people, you get half off your meal. I'm sitting here with 2 other lovely young ladies, and unfortunately, we seem to be missing our 4th. If you happen to be dining alone, would you perchance like to join us?
Kureji accepts, and Emma introduces him to the other ladies, and thus, Kureji became the protagonist in an anime harem. Grips comes over to the group and hands them all menus, which look like this.
I'm not quite familiar with Jin's Firewater.
Grips tells her that it's quite a strong drink, and it's not uncommon to see people breathe fire after drinking it.
That sounds interesting.
Well, what do you think, Ami? I'll go for something a little weaker than that. She'll probably have the milk. She's still a growing girl. Hey!
Everyone orders their food and drinks. Kureji had some of the firewater and nearly breathed fire. He made his fortitude save and instead blew some smoke out of his nose. Everyone talked about their reasons for heading to Eastwall. Zaya was on duty. Emma wanted to spread the word of her god Cadenale. Amethyst was looking for a stool ring. And Kureji was looking for some shady characters. While they were eating, a fancy-looking man burst into the inn. He started handing out flyers to everyone in the place, and when he gets to the party, he tells them that he can tell they weren't from around here, and that they just met. He goes on about an event happening just outside Eastwall tonight in a big red tent. He says it's free, and repeats it's a once-in-a-lifetime event. The party take the flyer and agree that it would be a fun time. Now before I continue, I would like you to take a look at the flyer we got. Without reading it, what would you assume? It looks like a circus, right? It's even taking place in a tent. This will be important for later, maybe the next video. Anyway, after Emma finishes her food, she steps away from everyone and chatters with a few people. Shortly after, they walk towards the stage and begin setting up. Emma walks over to the mic and says,
Hello, all you lovely people in a plot and hook inn. I've got something to tell you about. It's about a good friend of mine, a god by the name of Cadenale.
Praising Cadenale, who we praising Cadenale, who's gonna make you burn Cadenale if you don't learn Cadenale, who gave me the power Cadenale in my darkest hour. Cadenale said, who we praising Cadenale, who we praising Cadenale. Praising Cadenale, who we praising Cadenale, who burns all your foes Cadenale, and all the hairs in your nose Cadenale, yeah, he's got me singing Cadenale, just as he's bringing Cadenale, who we praising Cadenale, who we praising Cadenale. Who we praising Cadenale, who we praising Cadenale, who's never gonna fail Cadenale, who makes you wanna wail Cadenale, yeah, he's shaping this flame Cadenale, don't tell me what's his name Cadenale, who we praising Cadenale, who we praising Cadenale. It was early in the morning and most people had already headed off to Eastwall, so there weren't a lot of people there. But those who were started cheering. After everything settled down and the group finished eating, a man comes in and tells everyone that the last carriage headed towards Eastwall was just about to leave. Emma and Amethyst hurry off to the carriage together, and Zaya and Kareji follow behind. For whatever reason, Emma notices Zaya's bulging muscles. "You've got some strong arms there. Would you mind if I feel?" And reaches over to press her hand against Zaya's arm. "Wow, you'd make a fine warrior for Cadenale." "Thank you, but my heart already belongs to Melandi. You'd perhaps even be a fine warrior in Kaining." "Bless you." After the jokes are done, everyone gets in the carriage except for Kareji, who gets on top of it because he's a monk, and of course he does, and they head off towards Eastwall. What will our new heroes find in Eastwall? Will Emma convert anyone? Will Amethyst find her stool ring? Will Kareji find these mysterious people he's looking for? And what about the circus event? Thrills, chills, and frills in the next Badly Animated D&D. Thanks for watching.